Hi, this is Joy. It was wonderful to meet a righteous man like Noah. Noah's story is set in the Tigris and Euphrates Valley.
Look, I am about to cover the earth with a flood that will destroy every living thing that breathes. Everything on earth will die.
During the flood, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. It was over a year from the start of the rain until the day Noah and his family left the ark. God's ark must have been very strong to protect Noah for that long.
Build an ark from cypress wood.
In the original Hebrew, God told Noah to build his ark with gopher wood. Many translators believe that God may have been referring to cypress, a wood known for being lightweight, strong, and easy to seal.
And waterproof it with tar, inside and out.
The walls were sealed with pitch or tar to make the wood in the seams waterproof. Covering a boat with tar is a common practice still in use on wooden boats today. The ark was very large, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. The design is remarkable. Ships of that size were not built until the 19th century, thousands of years after Noah. Yet even this ship was smaller than the ark. The ark was built with a length to height to width ratio that showed an extraordinary knowledge of seamanship. The ark's unusual design prevented it from turning over in rough waters. This came in handy when the waves hit. God called the boat an ark instead of a ship. In Hebrew, the word ark can mean a box or a place of protection. Notice that the ark looks like a big box. It does not come to a point at the front to push through the water, and there is nothing to allow Noah to steer. The ark was not meant to sail, only to float. Another time the word ark is used in the Bible is to describe the basket that Moses was put in as a baby when he was floated down the Nile. God kept both Moses and Noah safe by using an ark.
Then exactly 5 months from the time the flood began, the boat came to rest on the mountains of Ararat.
The mountains of Ararat are located north of Mesopotamia in modern-day Turkey. After all that time in the ark and with all those animals, we were glad to finally see land.
Let us see what else you know about Noah and the ark. In addition to Noah and his wife, who else was saved from the flood on the ark? A. The town leaders. B. Noah's cousins and his nephew. C. Noah's best friends. Or D. Noah's sons and their wives. The correct answer is D. Noah's sons and their wives.
And you shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you.
When God saw the wickedness of mankind, he decided to destroy every living thing on earth. However, Noah was a righteous man who sought after God. Noah and his family were the only people who were saved. God didn't send the flood because he was angry. Rather, God was grieved or sad, and his heart was filled with pain.
Next question. After the rain, Noah sent out 2 animals to see if the land was dry. What 2 animals did Noah send out? A. 2 penguins. B. An otter and a cat. C. A raven and a dove. Or D. An elephant and a mouse. The correct answer is C. A raven and a dove.
Noah first sent out a raven. Later, he sent out a dove. The dove was not able to find dry land, so it returned to the ark. A week later, Noah released the dove again. This time, the dove returned holding an olive leaf, a sign that the land was dry and flourishing again. God had kept his promise to Noah and delivered Noah and his family safely to dry land.
Those are our questions for today. Now let us see what else we can learn about Noah and the ark.
Noah's journey and his covenant with God are a great inspiration. The story has been celebrated through countless artworks throughout the ages. The flood appears in a historical record of the Sumerian kings. Sumer was a classical ancient civilization in Mesopotamia. The Sumerians are known for creating the world's oldest form of writing. The Sumerian king list displays the names and years of the earliest rulers of Sumer. There are 14 copies of the list in existence. The Weld-Blundell Prism is the best preserved and most complete version. It has 4 sides with 2 columns of text on each side. The history on the list speaks of a great flood that covered all the land. Anthropologists, scientists who study human cultures, tell us that there is strong evidence of a flood in stories they found in many cultures. These stories predate writing itself and tell of a great flood that wiped out all of humanity except for a few survivors. There are over 500 ancient flood stories across many cultures and continents, from places as diverse as Egypt, Australia, Greece, and Mexico. All these stories from every continent point to a flood that affected the whole world and is remembered in the history of many cultures. Noah and his family would have passed down the story of the flood to the generations that followed. Each culture adapted the story, making changes to fit their specific traditions. There is one significant, unique element in Noah's story: the presence and promise of God.
I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood, to destroy all flesh.
God saw the wickedness of humanity and was grieved. However, Noah was a righteous man who walked with God. Through his faith in God, Noah built the ark and by God's grace saved himself, his family, and all the animals of the world.
Today's superverse is Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, no one can please God. We must believe that God is real and that he rewards everyone who searches for him. That's all we have time for today. Remember, live your life to please the Lord.